Hello, I'm Kevin Zettel, a technical marketing engineer here at Infoblox, and today we're here to talk about Infoblox's BloxOne Threat Defense new API. The Bypass API allows you to add bypass domains and IPs to the bypass list. Here, I'm going to start by doing a GET request. First, you want to add the URL syntax as the CSP portal, and then add the extension API/ATCFW/version1. And this is what you'll use for all the API requests. Next, you'll want to insert the second part of the URL with the identities and the resource. In this case, it's bypass domains with the underscore. Next, for the headers of all the API calls, you will need the authorization token on the content type. Content type can be ignored, however currently we only support JSON. Next, to get the token for the authorization, navigate to your CSP portal and click on your user account at the top, and here you'll see an API key that you can view by clicking Show. Grab this token and add it to the header as part of the authentication. Now here we can see that I already made a GET request, and here we can see all the current bypass domains. Now you can add to that list with a simple put request, and here you can see that I added test1.com and test2.com at the bottom of this list in the body. We will see in the return that test1 and test2.com was added. Let's confirm with the GET request. And when I head back to the portal, you'll see that test1 and test2.com was added. The category filters with the URL identifier category filters allows you to get, update, create, and delete category filters. Category filters are content categorization rules that BloxOne Threat Defense uses to detect and filter specific internet content. Here, when we make a GET request, we get all the category filters. We can add a category filter with a post command, and here we can add the name and description of the category filter, and the categories we want to start blocking. And here we're grabbing the ID of the created category filter. Do note that the ID is very important with all this API. And here you can see that by adding slash with the ID, we are able to grab the specific category filter that we just created. The ID is also used when updating the category filters, and here we are changing the category being blocked to anonymizers and the name to CC2 for category filter 2. Here we get the same ID that the category was updated, and on the portal we can also see that it was updated. The last thing to show is that with category filters is that we can also delete them. Inside the body, you can add a list of IDs on which category filters you want to delete. Now, when we try to get the same ID for a third time, we can see that it was deleted. When refreshing the portal, we can see that the CC2 was no longer present. If you're unclear of what content categories you can use for category filters to start blocking, you can use a GET request with the URL identifier of content categories with an underscore. This tells you all the category filters that you can start blocking with additional information that is useful. The custom lists with the URL identifier custom lists allow you to get, update, create, and delete custom lists. Custom lists are used when making security policies, and custom lists are typically filled with a list of IPs and domains which can be blocked, redirected, or logged. Here, when we make a GET request, we get all the custom lists that are in the portal. We can add a custom list with a post command, and here we add the name and description of the custom list. Here, I'm grabbing the ID of the custom list that we just created as we need it to do the rest of the API requests. Here, I'm doing the same GET request as before, except this time adding a slash and the ID that we just picked up. This way, we grab the specific custom list rather than all the custom lists that were present. We can also update a custom list name and description with an API if needed with a put request. Now before we delete the custom list, you'll notice that we haven't added the IP or domain to use. This is because we use a separate additional URL identifier for managing items inside the custom lists. This name is called custom list items. Custom list items are the actual IPs and domains that are associated with the custom list. You're able to get, update, create, and delete the IPs and domains inside the specific custom list by adding the ID of the custom list and then adding a /items to the URL identifier. Here, we're grabbing the items inside the custom list we just made. However, you'll notice that it's empty. So with the post command, we're able to add the list of items we want inside the custom list with a JSON string array. Inside the return field, you'll see how many items were added to the custom list. When we head over to the portal, you'll see the items were added. With the put command, rather than giving a new list to replace the old list of items, we're able to add items to the already existing list of items. Now, to reinforce this point, with the post request, you will replace the old list with the new list that you want. And here, I make a request. We can see that the 4 items I added with the put command have been removed because we replaced the whole list with the list in the body field. Finally, with the delete request, we're able to delete specific items within a custom list. When we do a GET request, we'll see that the assets that we wanted to delete from the body field have been removed. Finally, I'll remove the custom list that we were using with the delete request. Custom redirects with the URL identifier. Custom redirects allows you to get, update, create, and delete custom redirects inside the portal. Custom redirects are used to redirect traffic to a different site when a DNS firewall hit occurs. When we do a GET request, we can see that the field is empty, and when we check out the portal, we can see that there currently are no entries. So, this time, I will create a new custom redirect with a post request, and inside the body, we will add the name and link which we want to redirect traffic to. In this case, I'm choosing Infoblox.com. Then, on the portal, we can see that the custom redirect was added. Here, we're entering the ID of the custom list after the URL identifier separated with a slash. And with this, we are able to grab that specific item rather than all the entries. We can also update a custom redirect name and link to redirect the traffic with an API if needed with a put request and an ID of the object. In this case, we're changing the name to custom and redirect link to google.com. Here we can see that we get the same ID of the custom redirect that was updated, and on the portal we can also see that it was updated. Finally, with the delete request, we're able to delete specific redirect pages by inserting the IDs we wanted deleted. And when we go to the portal, we can see that the custom redirect was deleted. The network list, the URL identifier network list, allows you to create, get, update, and delete network lists. Network lists are IP addresses and ranges that you can apply security policies to. Here, when we make a GET request, we get all the network lists that are in the portal. We can add a network list with a POST command, and here we add the name, description, and IP address and ranges of the network list. Here, I'm grabbing the ID of a network list, as we need it to explain the rest of the API requests. Here we're doing the same GET request we did earlier, except this time we're adding a slash and the ID to the URL identifier. And this way, we grab only that specific custom list, in this case, the list we just created. We can also update a network list name and items with the API if needed, with a put request. Finally, with the delete request, we're able to delete specific network lists by inserting the IDs we want deleted. And when we go to the portal, we can see that the network list was deleted. The redirect page with the URL identifier redirect page allows you to get and update the custom redirect page that you created. Redirect pages give you the ability to create a custom page to show users when they try to access the URL that is not allowed, depending on the policy. Here with the GET request, we can grab custom redirect page information. Finally, with the put command, you are allowed to modify the redirect page. And here you can see that I set the end of the redirect page to number 2. The security policy with the URL identifier security policy allows you to create, get, update, and delete security policies. A security policy is a set of rules and actions that you define to balance access and constraints so you can mitigate malicious attacks and provide security to your networks. Here, when we make a GET request, we get all the security policies that are on the portal, along with the actions and data and other information that relates to the security policies. We can add a new security policy with the POST command, and here we add an action that we want to take with different sources of information. Also note that we need to add the assets that we want to associate with the policy that we created. In this case, I'm creating a network list, like we did earlier, so that I can add it to the policy. Here, I'm grabbing the ID of the security policy that we just created, as we need it to explain the rest of the API requests. Here, we can add the same GET request we did earlier, except this time, we added a slash and the ID of the URL identifier. And this way, we grab only the specific security policy, rather than all of them. We can also update a security policy and change the actions we take and the assets we associate with that security policy. In this case, I'm changing the action taken on the base item from block to allow. Finally, with the delete request, we're able to delete specific security policy lists by inserting the IDs we want deleted. And when we go to the portal, we can see that the security policy was deleted. For this next part, I'm simply deleting the network list that we created to attach to the security policy. The security policy rules with the URL identifier security policy rules allows you to get security policy rules. A security policy rule is a rule or action that you define to balance access and constraints so you can mitigate malicious attacks and provide security for networks. All of these rules are used in security policies. Here, when we make a GET request, we get all the security policy rules that are on the portal, along with the information that relates to the security policy. The threat feeds with the URL identifier threat feeds allows you to get all the support threat intelligence feeds and their descriptions. Here, with a GET request, we get all the threat feeds that are on the portal, along with the description of what the feeds are and other useful information that you could use. Well, thank you for your time. If you have any other questions or concerns, you can find me or any of the other experts at Infoblox on the Infoblox community website. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.